Hello and welcome to another Brett Players video. As you can see, we're at Islamabad, which is Pakistan. And since this is the PAC Jf-17 jointly developed with Pakistan Air Force, well actually it's with Pakistan Aeronautical Complex and the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation, China. So I'm featuring both the Chinese variant and the Pakistani variant of this particular aircraft. I'm just going to make sure it doesn't turn too sharp too quick and roll over like that. So I've noticed this one does seem to go out too quickly, so what I might do is put it on the runway. I think it's been overpowered for the flight sim. But this is the Zman pack. Very nice model. Okay, unlike the Chinese one that I had tried a moment ago, and both will be released probably one day apart, maybe even the same day. This one's going to sit on the runway in park, which is good. So I've got a few bombs on this. Now you can have a full layout of different assortment of stores, from the missiles, lots of different missiles or bombs, just fuel tanks, clean, even a huge big red anti-ship cruise missiles. Now this particular variant doesn't have the fueling attachment sitting out on it, some do. It is about 7 gig though, once it's actually expanded. Unfortunately, like some things like the F-14 that I've got, you can change the bombs and munitions just by changing the weight. Well, these ones seem to have one new plane for each setup. That being said though, they also have a lot of different liveries on them, so there's pluses and minuses, mostly pluses. It's very nice. Let's see, are we actually at 1700? Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm going to give this a fly. Oh wait, let's have a look inside. Can't see through the heads-up display. Unfortunately, at the moment, even when you do a texture run on that, it just comes out this blank. So it's a bit of a shame. It does look like this looks like a camera, at least it did in the Chinese version. And it looks, I'm not going to say it's identical to the Chinese version, because I'd have to actually look at both at the same time. Very nice aircraft. Alright, let's put some park brake on. Let's take down one level of flaps. Sorry, foot brake, park brake off. It wants to override my foot brake anyway. Seems to be a fair chunk of power on this. This is sitting at about 70% throttle. Which is very nice though. Try and adjust that to go straight before we end up off the edge of the runway, and try and go for a gentle lift off, shall we? Now there seems to be a little bit of a light shadowing I can notice on this particular one, a little bit of a shimmer. I don't know whether it's the shininess of the aircraft, which Microsoft Flight Simulator has actually made it shine like that. I don't think it's meant to be like that. Wow, you can definitely see a satellite picture difference there between the green and the brown. This is actually quite nice. I mean, it's very well modelled. It is a huge download though, but like I said, it is very well modelled. And look at my speed, I am still sitting at 70%. And we're on a slight climb, yep. Pull back on it. Some decent effects that come over. Alright, see how manoeuvrable it is. I might just trim that down a bit. Whoop, that was a lot. Thought it was going to be a little bit, but no. Roll rate's pretty good. If you've played DCS, I think it's in DCS, isn't it? The Jf-17. You can see the F-16 influence that they modelled the rear on, at least, or some of it. I'm sure they will say they didn't do that. Yeah, not bad. Pull down on it. Whoa, flight model's not very good there. Have I did we fall out of the sky there? Yeah, almost. It looks like it can almost turn too sharp for its flight model. That's a bit of a shame. So if you pull back right on the stick, it's almost like you get yourself into a flat stall. Like that. For power, yeah, look at that. See, that's not right. So there may be some flight dynamics you need to actually attend to. I do think it is overpowered for the amount of thrust, though it was actually supposed to, what is it, top speed Mach 1.6. Yeah, okay, it's actually not too bad. A lot of fun. Unfortunately the interior is not 100% there, and it's not going to allow you to see everything. It is a Flight Sim X port over. It has come over quite well. There probably wouldn't be too much work needed to get it to work. One thing I have found, now the brakes are decent, is trying to slow this thing down to land. Obviously I've gone too fast here. What I might do for the sake of this video, I don't normally land these things. I don't remember which way I went, but I'm going to try and land this one. I'm on 0 throttle. Brakes are on, air brakes that is. Not sure how slow this would have to be in order to put landing gear down, but we're going to run it down just under 400 knots. See if we can't get to the end of that runway. Now I was able to get the Chinese one down to the FC1 down to 120 knots to land, which was good, but they're so powered it may need, the file may need tweaking to, I have to have a look at it. It may be unrealistic, or it's already tweaked up for Afterburner. I just need to check to make sure it was a Flight Sim X. I know it was. I had to convert it several times. Alright, so put some flaps down. Can we actually slow down? We'll probably rip them off at this rate. Now where's that gate telling me? Land at the other end. So I'm on full brake, and 0 throttle. Trying to get this thing to land is actually quite difficult. It wants to come in way too quick. It's fairly stable though. We're going to bounce here. No, we're not. Alright, and the only way to stop this would be to actually turn off the engines. Well, that's the Jf-17 Thunder from Zman. It's actually pretty good. I guess there might be some tweaks needed for Flight Sim 2020, but it does take up a lot of your hard drive space. So if you're after small file planes, this is not the one for you. Anyway, like, comment and subscribe, and if you've got some other awesome aircraft similar to this and you've got a link for me, put it in the description. I will give them a look to see if I can actually import them and put them on here as well. Other than that, have a great day. Cheers.